No to differentiate between male pelvis and female pelvis. Okay. See, this is the male pelvis I am telling. Okay, again, this is your this thing over here, which is your male pelvis. So, what you get here, see, in the front, this shorter part structure is symphysis pubis, behind is longer curved structure sacrum. In between get the cavity, and in the male you get only two structures. First there is urinary bladder followed by the urethra, then there is rectum followed by anal canal. These are the major structure. Okay, and here you see they can make the urinary bladder a full window question. So read it parts. Okay, what is blood supply? What is trigone? To these things. Then that's male case here. From the bladder begins the urethra. So on the front part of urethra, see this I'm rounding off with the prostate. You find a prostate only in case of male. Only in case of male. Okay. So then you see, if you can also mark the parts here. See this portion that is towards front is called apex of the urinary bladder. That's obvious. These are for the empty bladder, because the empty bladder and distended bladder, the parts are different. Okay. So this is the apex. In the anatomy, always base is opposite to apex. So if this this as the apex, this has to be base. Okay. This is apex, this is base. Then neck. Neck is the lowest point from which urethra begins. So this is the neck. This is the lowest point from which that beginning of urethra. Okay. Then if you see the surfaces, this is superior surface. See what I am showing in the finger towards above. It is superior surface. Superior surface. Okay. And what I am showing my finger now, my left hand. See this surface taken together is the infralateral surface. So you know apex, you know base. This is apex. Okay. Then opposite part is base. This is neck from which urethra begins. Then this is your superior surface, and on the sides and below that is combinedly called infralateral surface. Then if you see the border, see this border connecting the apex with the neck, like this. It is both anterior inferior. Some call it anterior border, some call it inferior border. Then how to get a lateral border? See over here, what you get? This thing. Okay, this thing what I am holding is the ureter. Okay, that is opening to the nearby the base of the bladder. Okay, so if you join the apex with the ureteric opening, that is lateral border. And if you join the two side ureteric opening, you get the posterior border. Okay, these are the main parts of the urinary bladder, and this can be full window. So read everything there. Artery supply, mainly artery supply, venous drainage, then the nerve supply is also asked. Okay, these are basic things that can be asked. Then what you get here, see, ureter they sometimes type. So they ask you length, that is, what is the length of ureter? 10 inches, okay. 25 centimeters. Then the parts, obviously, one is the pelvis of the ureter, that is up to lower pole of the kidney, then abdominal part, then pelvis part. And what they ask here is, what are the sites of uretary constriction? That can be also asked. So read that. One is at the pelvic junction, one is at the pelvic tree, that means the point of entry of the urinary bladder from abdomen to pelvis, and where it opens into urinary bladder. These are three basic sites. Choras like the other side, but if you tell these three sites, it's okay. It's enough with most of the teachers. Okay. So then what you get next? Rectum. So what I am holding with my left thumb and index finger, the rectum that is just in front of the sacral curvature. What they ask about rectum is the length. Okay. So see, how to remember, rectum is the organ of thyroid. Okay. Length is 5 inches. Then 5 artery, 5 veins. The name of the artery is suprarectal artery only one, middle rectal artery 2 or pair, infrarectal artery 2 or pair. So total 5. Okay. Suprarectal artery is a continuation of inframedullary artery. Middle rectal artery is a branch from
anterior division. Anterior division internal iliac. Internal iliac.
Yes, good. Anterior internal iliac. Then infrarectal artery is branch from pudendal artery. Similarly, veins are 5. They correspond to arteries. Okay. So suprarectal vein on pair 1, middle rectal vein 2, pair, infrarectal vein 2 pair. Now, if you remember the source of the artery, you can tell where the vein will drain. So suprarectal vein will drain into inferior mesentery. The middle rectal vein will drain into internal iliac vein. As you told the artery, so it is corresponding. If you remember the artery, you can tell the vein where it drains, and the infrarectal veins drain into interpudendal veins. Okay. So this is the basic information. Sometimes they tie the rectum, or in the grandmother they can ask the rectum. So also have read it a bit elaborately. Then you can have, they can tie this. Okay. Psoas major. What I am holding as a ring, the psoas major muscle. Read everything about it. Origin, insertion, nerve supply, action. Origin, insertion, nerve supply, action, that can be asked. Okay. And see over here what you get extra is the artery. So see over here. Here somehow the acha, can you see that? this you can have an idea. See what I'm everyone see. What I am holding with my finger, the short stop. Okay, that is the common iliac artery. Okay, see what I am holding with my finger and thumb left hand is the short stop. Okay, this short stop is common iliac. It gives you two branches you can see. See, the one I am showing with my right hand is going to the exterior. See from direction. So that is external iliac. That becomes called the thighus femoral artery. And this one, the one that is going into pelvis, is called internal iliac. So read what are the branches of common iliac, what are the branches of external iliac. The internal iliac has two branches, anterior posterior division. What are the branches of anterior division or anterior posterior division? They can tie any of these things. They can either tie common iliac, external iliac, internal iliac, or sometimes the teacher is strict, they tie either anterior division, posterior division, internal iliac. But usually they don't go for that. So remember branches, 2 to 4 from each, which can be asked as a side question. And see in the female, it's a female pelvis, how to know that? See again here, sits soster pubic symphysis. This is your sacral curvature, okay? And you get here again the bladder. See this stone structure over is bladder, urinary bladder, okay? This is urinary bladder, which I am holding in my right hand, followed by urethra. Then see this is the rectum over here. What I am holding now with my left hand is rectum or the anal canal. In between these two, this is the uterus. So uterus. So from the uterus you can tell whether it is female pelvis or not, okay? And you already know urinary bladder can be a full window question. It can be long question also. Rectum can also be a full window question. They can be tied also. And what else can be tied back to female pelvis is this uterus. If they tie the uterus, they usually ask the parts. Tell me what are the parts? Fundus, body surface. Or what are the layers in the wall? Endometrium, perimetrium, or what is this artery supply? Okay, artery. You can't like it that. Then so these are the usual questions that are asked when uterus is a question. Tied in the spotting, and uterus can also be a full window question. Full window question can be uterus. So read that and there give emphasis to supports of uterus. That can be asked. Okay. So and also in the uterus they ask what is anteversion, what is anteflexion, or they ask what is the position of normal uterus that is anteverted, anteflexed. Okay, anteversion. So remember what is anteversion, what is anteflexion, what is value of anteversion, what is value of anteflexion. All these things have in mind. Okay. Then see, starting from the uterus, there is a structure over here which I am holding. See, which has got, see, it has got a funnel-like ending. See, okay, it has got a funnel-like ending. This is the fallopian tube, where you can see the funnel-like ending here. The fallopian tube can be tied. They usually ask what is the length, that is 10 cm, or what are the parts. Okay, that is the part within uterine wall, intramural part, then the constriction, isthmus, then there is ampulla, anterior part, there is infundibulum, funnel-like part. And if you want to remember the length of this individual part is 1, 3, 5, 1, in that order, all in centimeters. Okay, and they often ask what is the artery supply here. It can both, okay, both uterine artery and ovarian artery can supply the fallopian tube. So what they can tie here, see, in the female pelvis, they can tie the bladder, they can tie the uterus, or they can tie the rectum, or here they can tie either the uterus or the fallopian tube. Okay, and see over here, what I am holding with my hand, left hand. So all of you see, this is a curtain-like structure. This is a curtain-like structure. Fragmented here, you can put curtain-like structure. See what I am holding with my hand. Okay. That is spanning between the lateral border of uterus and the lateral pelvic wall. That is broad ligament. That is broad ligament. Okay. And if they tie the broad ligament, they usually ask names on contents of broad ligament. Okay. That is just like this. If you go to lateral angle of uterus, you find three structures there. In the middle is fallopian tube. Okay. In front of that, that is round ligament of uterus, and behind the fallopian tube, that is ligament of uterus. These three are the main contents of the broad ligament. Okay. That you can remember. Okay. So now you have an idea at least in abdomen pelvis what can be asked as spotting and what can be asked as window. Okay. So and when you prepare this viscera, what you prepare usually the parts, the length, okay, length or volume. So you can ask the volume of urinary bladder also, or the capacity, okay, analytical capacity, physiological capacity, average capacity. Okay, so and it 2 to 3 functions. So obviously urinary bladder has one much important function. Liver can have functions, kidney can have functions, and then you read the parts and relations. Okay, the gross, and then for each of the viscous you prepare the artery supply, venous drainage, not supply, and if the histology is covered till then, they can ask the bare basics there, or the development is covered, they can ask the basics of development. Okay, like stomach development, forgot, just like that. Okay. So this is what you need to prepare in abdomen, pelvis, or some cases they put pancreas, but we will be putting that. This much you prepare. Okay, this much you know what to prepare. Also prepare psoas major, common iliac artery, external leg, internal leg, and the branches. Okay, psoas, that this much we will be asking. Then let's go to now.